The cross orderings pattern analysis can be used when you wish to examine the relationship between pairs of orderings, much like you might do with a Pearson's correlation coefficient or a chi-square test of association using traditional statistics. Now for our first run through this procedure, let's examine these personality rating data. So here I have self-ratings for extroversion. Plus E indicates an extrovert, negative E indicates introvert, both indicates basically an ambivert, you're both introverted and extroverted, and then neither indicates that the trait just doesn't apply to you. So individuals rated themselves according to this 4-point scale. Now other individuals, friends, loved ones, rated the persons as well using the same 4-point scale. So let's say we wish to examine the relationship between these two sets of ratings, expecting high agreement between the self and the other ratings. So let's go back to the analysis then, analyses, pattern analysis, and crossed orderings. Let's go ahead and move the extroverted self over to the first box. I just simply double clicked it, that will move it, or you can click it and use these arrows to move it left or right. So here we have the self and other ratings. We're going to look at their relationship. Now if we wanted to break that relationship down, or examine it separately I should say, between let's say males and females, we can move the gender ordering over into this third box. And also remember, you can always sort the orderings alphabetically by selecting this button. If I select it again, it sorts them according to how they're presented in the data edit window. And then you can use this filter to search for a particular ordering or search for orderings with letters or characters within their labels. So here I am filtering out anything that does not have EXT in the label. So here I have the two extroversion items or orderings. Go ahead and delete that and hit enter, and then that gives me back my list. So returning to the analysis then, we want to look at the relationship between these self and other ratings. I'll select the Define Pattern button. I'm going to magnify this so we can see what's going on more clearly. So notice the self ratings are down the side, E, negative E, both and neither. And then we have the other ratings across the top. And if we're expecting high agreement, then if an individual selects extroverted, we're expecting the other individual to rate that person as extroverted as well. So I'll click that box, and that's where we're expecting the observations then to be seen. Now introversion should go with introversion as well, and then both with both, and then neither with neither. So this pattern indicates high agreement between the self and other ratings. Let's say I wanted to indicate disagreement, at least with regard to extroversion and introversion. I'm right clicking to turn that off, and then now here, if the person selects extrovert, the other individual selects introvert, click that off with the right button, click it on here. If the person selects introversion, then the other person selects extroversion. So this pattern would indicate some disagreement here, but then agreement here. So of course any pattern you set up is driven by your theory or hypothesis. Let's go back to the agreement pattern here, right click those off. Now you can examine the observations by selecting the All Observations radio button. So here we can see the data. It's a bit difficult to see because of the color, so I'm going to arbitrarily change it to silver so we can see the numbers. And I'm going to go ahead and magnify those numbers so we can see them more clearly. So here we have 31 individuals who agreed in terms of their extroversion, agreed in terms of the rating of extroversion, 27 for introversion, 12 for both. Hardly anyone used the neither category, only one individual here used the neither category to rate him or herself. The numbers that are not in the shaded cells indicate observations that are not correctly classified. So here we have disagreement between extroversion and introversion in terms of the self and other ratings. So if we add up the numbers in the expected cells here, we find that there are 70 points of agreement, or 70 instances where the two raters agreed with the person's extroversion self-assessment. And we're going to turn that into a percentage, and that's going to be our percent correct classifications index. What percentage of observations matched expectation, matched this expected pattern? Now you can also examine individuals. I can just scroll through the cases here. Here's case number 1. That's a mismatch, an incorrect classification. Case number 2, that person said or indicated that he or she was introverted. The other said, no, you're extroverted. Case number 3, there's a match, extroversion, extroversion, and so on. You can pull down this menu and examine or search for or scroll through any particular individual you wish to examine. Let's say case 54, and there we see again mismatch or an incorrect classification. So let's go ahead and select OK to accept the pattern, and then we'll select OK here to run the analysis. Taking to the text output window, here we see the options that we've chosen. We get the ordering frequency summaries, then we get the defined pattern. You can see the blue crosses here indicate where we're expecting the observations to be located, and then we get our classification results. Classifiable pairs of observations, there are 142 non-missing cases there, pairs of cases, pairs of observations, I should say. And then correct classifications, again, there is the 70 that we saw in the pattern a moment ago. Turn that into a percentage, so 70 divided by 142 times 100. That is our percent correct classifications index, 49.30. Now, whether this is a small value, an impressive value, of course, PCCs have to be interpreted in the context of your particular theory or hypotheses. Nonetheless, it's a very straightforward statistic. All we're doing is setting up our pattern according to theory, and then we're just tallying up how many individuals match that pattern and turn that into a percentage. That's our PCC index. Now, the remaining options in the analysis we'll explore in subsequent videos.